All right. I'm so excited. We are live. I want to welcome the coaches that are taking time out of their busy day, the lunch hour. I always remember the lunch hour, special time of day, right? Because most of you out there watching are coaches today. If you're not a coach, still stay on. I think you're getting a lot out of today's call. Today is 7 steps on how to grow a business online, specifically a tennis business, but it actually works for any type of passion that you might have that you'd like to share with the world. All right, I see that we have Lane Evans on. Lane, thank you so much for joining us. Marco, all the way from Italy, is on. Definitely check him out. He's making his own YouTube videos, his own Instagram. Super proud of him. He was part of TennisCon 4 this year. And so I just want to welcome you guys onto the call. I'm super excited that you're here today. This is a very, very personal session for me. For so long, I have loved tennis since being a kid, and then being able to coach this great game has been a lot of fun, but it also has its challenges. And I think that we are in a really unique time where there's a lot of great opportunity, but there's also a lot of dangers out there for tennis coaches as well. So, for people out there, I mean, let's face it, this is a crazy year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. If you look beside this video, you'll see a chat. Feel free to ask questions as we go through. I will, from time to time, stop and look for some questions. But for the most part, I'm going to present. And this is going to be a really, really awesome session. So make sure you stay from the beginning to the end. If you got my email today, I said that this is literally a life changer. This might be the most important lunch meeting of your life. This definitely, what I'm going to teach you today, definitely changed my life. Like, I cannot overstate that enough. And you'll see exactly what I mean by the end of this presentation. So I'm going to share the screen right now and then just kind of do a test to make sure it looks good. Okay, that actually looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with that. And so now I'm going to be looking at my presentation and go over with you guys what we're going to be going over. So what we're going to cover today is the old tennis business model versus the future of the tennis business and where we are right now. Who am I, if in case you don't know, and how I can help you, which is more important than who I am. The 7 steps to growing an online business, and this certainly definitely works for tennis. Thank goodness I'm living proof of that, but it works in any business. So if you have a different passion, even if you're a tennis coach and like, well, I've got an idea that I'd like to work on outside of tennis, this is going to be more than worth your time today. And why you must change as an industry or face harsh consequences. So I truly believe this as well. You know, I'd like to say that everything's going to be okay for everybody, but I just don't know with the way things are going. And this is even before COVID existed. And how we're going to build the future of coaching as a community to achieve our goals. So for many of you, hopefully this is going to be a very exciting call to where we can help and work together to achieve your goals. And I can help lead the way because I've got the bruises along the way and continue to get them. But that's part of the game. Okay, so I want to start with the old way, the old tennis business. This is kind of like, I remember growing up, I'm 48 now, so I was born in 72. And this is when the tennis boom really started to happen. My parents started to learn how to play tennis. They taught me how to play tennis as a kid, which was super exciting for me. And our legends back then were Borg, McEnroe, Connors, Ashe, and tennis was booming. And since it was booming, back then, you know, many business men and women thought it was a good idea to, hey, it's a great investment to build an indoor tennis facility where it's just like tennis memberships and swim and tennis clubs where tennis was a big part of the sale, to where it was a huge attraction. And, you know, as we see, especially here in the United States, I don't know how it is for you, Marco, out there in Italy, but tennis is becoming less and less attractive as like the main business model. Like, hey, let's open up some tennis courts and make a bunch of money. That just isn't really happening anymore. I know from clubs that I've worked at is the the gym model has taken, that's where most of the revenue is coming from gym memberships, people working out, people taking fitness classes, other things like that, swim schools. The golf is definitely much more of a moneymaker at a golf and tennis club than tennis is. And so it gets harder and harder to justify as a business to like, hey, let's open up a bunch of tennis courts and make a bunch of money. That is getting tougher and tougher to do. So it's become a challenge, and let me know what you guys think about that. Is this ringing true? Is this what you're experiencing? This is what I have noticed as I have, the longer I'm in the tennis industry, this is what I hear. And I've talked to some business owners and we're like, hey, the indoor tennis model is kind of dead, and it's tough to make a go of it. So this is a big challenge that the tennis industry faces. And unfortunately, everybody talks about Atlanta and Georgia being a huge tennis hub, and oh my gosh, tennis is so awesome and so huge out in Atlanta. And it is, but at the same time, I can't tell you how many times I drive by courts at a really what should be busy time, and the courts are empty. Now, I think one thing that is a good opportunity for us right now is with COVID and things being open, is I think people are appreciating tennis a little more because of the social distancing, because maybe they're like, oh, I missed that tennis, let me go back. So we're actually experiencing a little bit of a boom. But before COVID, I would drive around the courts, really nice courts in a great area, and I'd see this, empty courts. And so these are challenges we're facing. But even in the good times, like right now, you might be going, well, Pete, you know what? I'm busier than I ever have been because more people are playing tennis because of the social distancing aspect of tennis. But there is still, even in good times, there's a glass ceiling. You can only make so much when you can only teach so many hours. And this is one of the most frustrating things that I began to feel in tennis, and realize, man, I just can't physically do anymore. Therefore, I can't make any more income. And that scared me, which I'm going to share that story later. But I want to know how you guys also feel about that. Let me check some comments here. So we have Marco from Italy, Francesca from Italy. How cool is this? The tennis mentor from England. Wow, this is an international call. San Jose, California, works with kids. You know what? I used to teach out at Almond Valley Athletic Club. I was the director of tennis out at Almond Valley Athletic Club in San Jose. Great club. And I love teaching out there. Actually, also played the boys 16s national tournament out there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the presentation. As I go through this, let me know if you have any questions, and also just kind of like, share if I am hitting home at all with anything I'm saying. If this is how you feel, let me know that this is how you are feeling. Let me know what the challenges that you face are. What are your goals? Like, write them down in the comment section so I know what your frustrations are, what your challenges are, and what your goals are. Okay, so definitely write those down as I make these presentations. So when I come back and read it, we can read them together. But as I was just saying, one of the biggest frustrations was trading, dollars for hours. I could only be on the court so much, and my body started to really, really hurt, like physically hurt. Right now, I even have 2 herniated discs. So I was not blessed with, some people, there's are Iron men, Iron women. They can be out there all day and love it. That was not me. I love tennis, but my body didn't love it. Let me just put it that way. Now, the new way is different, okay? As we've seen, especially COVID accelerated everything. Online shopping is booming right now. Maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, buying something online might have felt a little sketchy to some people. Where they're like, I don't know, am I really going to get what I just ordered? And I don't know about ordering this online thing. I hear there's a bunch of scammers online. Well, with each passing day, people get more and more used to buying things online because, the people who set things up online, they actually work really hard. They set up real businesses. They deliver real products. And when someone orders something online, has a great experience and realize that it's not a scam, that there's really hardworking, good people behind the product delivering the service, whether it's an online course or it's sending you a tennis racket or you're booking a hotel room, the more that these experiences go well for people and they realize that it's not some scam and it actually is pretty easy to do, this becomes more and more popular. And especially the less options we have out in the world, like I just was reading somebody put an Instagram post that now they're starting to shut down everything in Pennsylvania. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if, it comes our way to Georgia, though we'll probably be one of the last to shut down. But, you never know. But this has definitely accelerated people just using online as a viable resource to learn and to buy things that they want. So the cool thing about me now being an online coach, one of the most exciting things, and I'm not saying that I'm a gazillionaire or anything like that. I'm not trying to brag to you guys, but I honestly feel that I have unlimited income potential. I don't feel that there's a glass ceiling, okay? The more I continue to stay around, the more I continue to pump out content, the more I can build my list, that means I can make more income, okay? And that's really, really exciting to me as far as the difference between that feeling to realizing, okay, I've got 8 hours on the court today, and this is exactly what I'm gonna make, and I can't make another dollar, and I really can't wait for the day to be over because 8 hours on the court is really, really hard. When you're out there feeding balls, your body getting tight, the sun, in your face, or even worse for me, I'd rather be in 90-degree weather than in 30-degree weather. Let me know what you guys think. Would you guys prefer to teach in the heat or in the cold? I'll be curious to read your comments when I come back. In fact, let me do that. What do you guys think of this so far? Is this making sense to you? Do you guys feel the same way I feel about this whole thing? Pete the legend, listen to this, man. That's Maribon. That's a great point. Maribon is actually a phenomenal tennis player. He started the tennis podcast, the Tennis Files podcast, the Tennis Summit, and he's also a lawyer, and he makes a great substantial income by sharing his passion of tennis, and he does a tremendous job. AVAC was my last club assignment with Ken DeHart. Ken DeHart's another legend in the game. There are places with tennis now and some challenges accelerated by COVID. Yes. Okay, guys. So I'm going to continue because we're going to get into some challenges. Okay. So as I was saying, I like the idea that you can make unlimited income online. It is true. And you feel like you always have more opportunity to do better. And that's what I really, really like. But I want to tell you that there are also more challenges, right? It's easy maybe to, get a phone call that comes into your tennis club or the front desk, gives you oh, this person wants a lesson here, give them a call and set up a lesson. That is easier. And then you just call them and you set up a lesson, you get paid. That's easier than online, right? Because online definitely does have more challenges than teaching one-on-one in person or setting up a group lesson in person. It's more challenges. It requires more expertise. There is a less successful pool out there. When I look at it, I feel like, I run TennisCon where we have the best instructors on the planet helping. And really, I'd say there's like 10 to 15 coaches that I can think of that I see are following a system that I know that they're probably doing pretty well online. A lot of other people are working very, very hard, putting out amazing content. Not that they're putting out content that's not as good as mine. That's one thing too that I want to explain to you. Some people are putting out just as good a content as myself. Some videos and going, man, that's an amazing video. I would love to have made that video, but I know that they are working hard for free because of the way that they're doing things, because they're not following a systematic process. And the cool thing is once you learn how to follow this system, and it's not like the money just starts pouring in on day one, but once you start to follow the system and you do things the right way, you can actually turn into a legitimate business rather than a very time-consuming hobby. Okay, I know in the beginning it might be exciting to get likes and shares and comments and views, but long-term, that does not, help keep a roof over your head and put food on your table. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. So who am I? Okay, and how can I help you? Well, my name is Peter Freeman, and I'm an online tennis instructor. I'm happy to say that I make over 90% of my income right now online teaching tennis, which is my passion, which I love, which I find that the students online are actually more passionate, more dedicated, really, really, really cool relationships. Just because it's online doesn't mean that it's, not work. That's another thing I want you to understand. It's work. It's relationship building. It's it's personal relationships you're building, and you are literally helping people. You are helping people to get better at tennis. That's what they want. Okay. So you do have to deliver real value, and maybe even be thinking about it more as far as what do they want and helping them, as opposed to going to the court for an hour and just because of your skill and your knowledge, just kind of winging it and seeing how they're hitting the ball and then helping them. It requires more thought and how you're going to help people. And so I've been able to be an online instructor now, where I'd say it was a legitimate business for like 5 or 6 years. Okay. And that's really, really exciting to be able to say that. My YouTube channel is closing in on 44,000 subscribers. And I'm also the creator of Tennis Con, which is really cool. It's where I help passionate tennis players by collecting 40 of the best online coaches on the planet. And we make amazing content for the online community who loves tennis. And we have Gigi Fernandez as part of it. Rick Macy, who is just so fun and so energetic and such a passionate and inspirational coach. He loves being out there. He eats it up. He loves being out there from like 6:30 a.m. till 5 or 6 p.m. every single day. I just think he's amazing and really, really cool, but I cannot do that. I cannot be out there in the blazing sun from sun up to sundown like he can. Got to interview the great Rod Laver, which was just like, as I'm sitting here with Rod Laver, I'm going, I cannot believe this is me. Okay. And this would never have happened if I didn't use the power of the internet. Just would never have been a possibility. Let's see here. And for my online students, we do events to where this is in Cincinnati, to where we do events and they get to be exposed to some really cool things too. So these are all my online students right here, you know, with these amazing tennis players. And so it's kind of cool when you can share these amazing experiences too. In fact, I want to share a story right now just to show you the power of relationships and the kind of things that are possible that would have never been possible without the internet and the tools that we have. This is a guy named Paul right here. And this Paul right here in this picture is in Douglasville, Georgia. He came out to a tennis clinic with me. I could not believe it. I was floored. I was floored when I found that. And I thought, this guy must just be rolling in money if he's going to come all the way from Australia to take a tennis lesson with little old me. And I later ended up finding out that he actually was just a line worker, not just, because this is one of the men right here that I respect more than anybody in the world. This guy's taking care of his mom full time, one of the nicest people. Every time he hit a tennis ball, he had this smile. But you know, it was that important to him. He wanted to come out and share this passion with me. And we had a clinic of about 10 people. He was one of them, all the way from Australia. Okay, this year, right before COVID, I got to go out to Australia and help with this amazing business called Tennis Ventures. And I got to go teach people. And I got to go to the Australian Open. And guess who I get to have? This is us at the Kuyon Club right here. These are two of the people I worked with all week. They were beginners. They came out. They really got a great introduction to tennis. This is where they used to play the Australian Open on the grass. This is obviously Melbourne right here. And this is me and Paul having a beer at the Australian Open. Okay. And that is just like a complete blessing. That is the miracle of technology. Okay. We know that technology has lots of downsides too. In many respects, I hate technology, but this is some of the good that can come from it. And so this is one of the memories I will never forget. So let's get into the 7 steps of how to grow an online business. Before I get into this, I'm just going to come back and see if you guys have asked any questions. As I'm giving this presentation, I cannot see the comments. So from time to time, I'm just going to stop the presentation and see if there's anything I need to answer. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any new comments. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you guys are enjoying this, let me know, okay? Give this a thumbs up. I like when you underline the concept that for Tennis Online, one goal is to create real relationships with students. You don't just sell a product, but a service. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, let's get back to it because now we're going to get into the 7 steps. The first thing you need to do, you see, I think a big mistake that too many people are making is they're just they know now that they need to be on social media. And so they just start to make content with no real goal in mind. I wouldn't consider myself a great business person, but the more I listen to smart business people, they always talk about working in reverse, working from the finish line and then bring it back to the starting position. And I think that this is a big mistake that I see a lot of people making online who are trying to put out amazing content with teaching. And this was actually taught to me, the idea of starting with a strategic objective before you even start. Like, this is huge. Okay. And as a tennis coach, this isn't very natural for me. Feels like a lot of hard work, starts to put stress on my shoulders. So thank goodness I had a mentor. His name's Skip Johnson, who's also a USPTA master professional. He told me about the strategic objective. He owned 3 gyms, great guy. And when I went to go work for him, he said, well, you need to write a strategic objective and we need to set clear, defined goals. So it's about defined statements and goals that the organization aspires to define within a long-term time frame. And that can be a year, 5 years. Strategic objectives combine fundamental notion of strategy, long-term oriented to set a broadly defined goal. So it needs to be measurable, it needs to be specific, you need to put time in it, you need to be realistic, and they need to be achievable. Okay. So I was like, okay, strategic objective. All right, let's write this down. I struggled with it. And this is something that, and this is where I started from, guys, Gold's Gym. Okay. When you say Gold's Gym, do you think of tennis? No. But let me tell you something. They had 5 beautiful tennis courts. I will always, and many of my videos that you see me in, I'm actually teaching there at Gold's Gym. 5 beautiful courts, beautiful management, beautiful members. I loved it. Okay. I loved it there. And I will never forget that Skip had me write this strategic objective down. I had 0 students, zero students. I just got back into teaching tennis again in 2010 after taking a little hiatus because my body was falling apart. I thought I had to get out of tennis, but then I came back to it with a different mindset. And I'm just going to read my second paragraph here. You can read the first paragraph, but the tennis director, Peter Freeman, is a state professional of the year. Georgia, USTA Georgia Pro of the Year was our goal. Okay. And I had 0 students and I was new to the state. I moved from California. Okay. That seems like a crazy, crazy goal. Not realistic, but Skip knew it could happen because Skip was a USTA Georgia Pro of the Year, and DC, if you're on the call, DC was also a Georgia Pro of the Year. So Skip knew the pathway to this. And his team is driven by core values of honesty, integrity, service, and teamwork. Staff is highly valued, well compensated, and proud ambassadors of the program and the business. Okay, so it's like it's creating the picture, so your strategic objective, you want to have like a picture of what you want people to think about when they think about you online. Okay, due to these efforts, the program has been built to the point where the tennis professional earns $6,000. So then we're being very specific about income, and through the percentages paid monthly, Gold's Gym gets $1,500 per month to the bottom line. So all that happened. We achieved our income goals. We achieved being the Georgia Pro of the Year. And this right here, this strategic objective, it can be as small as making $6,000 a month, or it can be as big as making $100,000 a month. It's really up to you and what you think is realistic and what your goals are and what you'd like to achieve and what you want your vision to look like. But this is where you want to start. Okay, this is step 1, and it takes some time. Just don't go posting a bunch of content with no goals. And the strategic objective is something that's so big, so important. It is a step that you can't skip. It's a step that not a lot of people get excited about until you achieve it, right? Like when I wrote this, I was kind of like, oh my God, like this took us over, it was longer than this right here. There was more to it, but it took us over a month to write this, and I didn't enjoy it very much. But when I look back at the end of the year, I go, oh my gosh, actually was the Georgia Pro of the Year. How'd this happen? We grew from no students to all of a sudden I was able to make a decent income for myself and take some stress off of myself. So I can't tell you how important this is, guys. So that's step 1. Okay, step 2. Any questions on step 1? Let me see. Do you guys have any questions on step one? Let me know. Okay, no questions. I want this to be interactive, guys. I want you, this is for you. So I want you guys to be interactive. I want you guys asking questions. I'm going to move on to step two, though. Step two is we have social media. And you have lots of options out there in social media. Definitely the biggest ones, though, are Twitter and Facebook, and Instagram is huge. I notice there's a ton of coaches on Instagram putting out amazing content. The Tennis Mentor is one. He's doing a phenomenal job. And you got YouTube. YouTube is my favorite one. But I suggest that you pick one in the beginning, not to say that you can't post on all of them, but I'd pick one as like, that is my baby right there. I really like this platform, and I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to make goals. I want certain views. I want certain, I want certain things to happen off of using one social media platform. Okay. I want a certain number of subscribers. You can put all this down in your strategic objective. So you got to pick one. Now, my favorite, I'm going to share what my favorite is. My favorite is YouTube for three very, very important reasons. Very important reasons that I think that Facebook and Instagram just cannot compete with. And actually, I just thought of a fourth one that hopefully I'll remember to mention. But number one is YouTube is a real problem solver, okay? I have purchased things off of doing YouTube research, like, how to buy a car. My girlfriend just bought a car. She was on YouTube all the time, looking at different cars that she was interested in, how to fix something. It's a problem solver. It is the second biggest search engine in the world, and Google owns YouTube. Google owns YouTube, okay? So, and video is becoming more and more popular than people wanting to read, all right? So, and I love the visualization, especially with tennis. Think about it. So this is a YouTube page right here, search. I typed in serve practice. Look who comes up number one, all right? My video, which I've gotten so many subscribers off this one video, grown my email list so big off this one specific video. You never know which one's going to get this many views, but this was put out a year ago, has 443,000 views, which is another big thing about YouTube that I love. With Facebook and Instagram, you're lucky if people are watching your post after a day or two, right? If you put a post out there and people are still talking about it 3 days later, like, whoa, that post did amazing. With YouTube, a lot of your videos might go like that, to where it seems like they get a decent amount of views for 2 or 3 days, and then all of a sudden the interest dies down. But some of them are going to take off like wildfire. And this is one of those videos that has, and it's because people are looking for, serve practice ideas. So that's one thing I love about YouTube, is it's actually solving people's problems. So it's a different intent than people being on Instagram or Facebook. I mean, when I'm on and I'm not trying to bag Instagram or Facebook, but I will tell you where my mind is when I'm on Instagram or Facebook. It's usually in time wasting mode. I'm like, okay, I have a couple of minutes, and let me just look at my Instagram page. And half the time I don't even know why I'm looking at it. I'm just like doing this with the phone. All right. I'm not in any kind of problem solving mode. I'm not trying to get something done. Where YouTube, many times I'm trying to actually get something done. I want a specific result out of what I'm doing on YouTube. So that is one reason why I love YouTube. Another reason is because of what I was talking about, because people in search mode, because people wanting to solve their problems, it's a great place to get high quality leads. And the way they set up the platform, which they might change, because I like when they used to have annotations, but now they have something called cards. So if you see right here, I can tell people in the video, like, hey, if I make a video about it. This is on the serve. So I'm like, hey, if you want more power on your serve, which a lot of people do, click over here, click this Roger Federer image. And so I like that it's people, first of all, when they're coming to look at the serve practice video, we know that they want to do better with their serve. We know that they're looking for practice ideas. They want to be coached. Just off of the idea of a serve practice, we know all this about the person watching the video. And so when you're offering something else, some more free training, it's a great way to capture high quality leads, as opposed to, like I said, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, how high quality is that? What are people really looking to do on Instagram or Facebook? Usually waste time. That's my opinion. Okay. So that's another reason why I love YouTube. And here is a landing page that basically, you see the page before. When they click this, they go to this page and they can start a free course. This is a call to action that I see barely any online coaches do. And this is a huge step you're missing out on, a big mistake. You've got to do this. Okay, again, working backwards. Every time I make a video, I want to make the video for a specific result. You're not going to see me make many videos with no end goal in mind. Okay, so another thing that's kind of cool about YouTube that I think is different, maybe you guys let me know. Now, unless you get a sponsorship branding deal on Instagram or something like that, which I think is very unlikely to happen with tennis. Maybe if you're like a super hot male or female model, I think it might be easier to pick up a brand sponsorship, but for a tennis coach, I don't know. But YouTube actually will pay you a certain percentage. If you monetize your videos, they will pay you. So you can see here the last couple months here, if I just move that mouse, which is in the way, let it go. But we can see that $9.95, $9.95, and $12.85. So we're almost paying, my rent with YouTube videos, which is great. But that shouldn't even be your main goal. Everybody's always looking at, well, can you really make money with YouTube, and how much can you make? The monetization of your videos should actually be the lowest goal as far as for how much money you can make and what you're really trying to do online. So don't let this fool you, but it's a nice perk. At least you are getting paid for your content, which on Instagram and Facebook, it's just, for glory of getting views, likes, and shares. What do you guys think about this? Who out there is using YouTube? Who is using Instagram? Who's using Facebook? Let me know. Okay, so I just talked about all the positives of YouTube. I do want to also let you know the reality of YouTube isn't all just great. Okay, in the beginning, when you start making YouTube videos, there's a 99% chance that you're going to get like no views. That's one thing that's amazing about the tennis mentors. He's taken off fast. The guy who's on this call, he makes great videos, and he's actually getting views right away. A lot of people get no views. It doesn't mean your video is no good. Doesn't mean you're no good. It just takes time. So, there is a bit of batting your head against the wall before you actually see some progress. It's more work. You have to really put thought into your video. You just can't put up an image that looks cool or steal a video of Tsitsipas hitting an amazing backhand down line winner. You have to really think about your video and what you want the lesson theme to be and what you want the end result to be. And that all ties going back to the strategic objective. There's more research involved. You want to make sure that you make your videos searchable so that it has a better chance of being seen. So there's more strategy going on, and you have to upload consistently. You can't go, man, I spent 2 weeks making this YouTube video and it's amazing, and now I can rest for a month. You've got to put out the content consistently if you want it to pay off for you. Okay, so I'm going to come back and see, coaches, what we have going on here. We have any comments? The tennis mentor is soaking it up. Okay, I want to hear from other people too. One thing that I'm proud about the tennis mentor and Marco is they're out there. They are putting out there. They're doing lots of work, and they're the ones commenting. I want to see some other people comment with questions or ideas and thoughts. Okay, the tennis mentor says, been on Instagram for 18 months, started YouTube this year and enjoying it. But I'm one of those that you're talking about, working hard for free. See, and I'm telling you, if you go check out the tennis mentor, he's got amazing content, and I know people love him. But as he says, he's admitting here today to us that he's working really, really hard for free. And, I just think that you shouldn't have to do that, especially when there's such great potential online to have a great lifestyle. Okay. Here we go. Downsides. So did I go through? Yes, I went through everything. Now that we have our channel picked out and Tennis Mentor, here's where I can maybe help you and everybody else listening. All right. Once you have that, I'm going to pick Facebook. I'm going to pick Instagram. I'm going to pick YouTube. You decide who your baby's going to be. Then you've got to pick a traffic strategy. I mean, how are you going to get people to see you? Okay, how are you going to get people to actually see this amazing video that you just made? Well, you can do it organically, which basically means that it's natural, right? People are finding you. You're making a video, you're keywording it a certain way, you're hashtagging it a certain way, and you're making stuff that people like. And eventually you break through that barrier where all of a sudden you've got an audience and people start to notice you, and you're not paying for someone to see you. It's through your labor. It's through your strategy of being able to be found online, okay? And there's different ways you can do it, but it's organic. You're not paying for that. Then you have paid growth. And I don't know how many of you guys are on YouTube and watch videos on there. Let me know. But right now you can see, and I used to, and I will again, I'm kind of taking a little break, but you'll see Jeff Saldenstein's doing a lot of paid ads on his serve. Fuzzy Yellow Balls, Will Hamilton from Fuzzy Yellow Balls. You go, I challenge you, go watch YouTube for a day and tell me you don't see the Bryan brothers pop up, and then Martina, and then Gigi Fernandez, then Will talking about the doubles playbook. That is paid growth. And then you have a combination of both. And this is what I recommend that you guys do, okay? Because you just can't go paid. You also want to build your brand and your name up. So I think if I were you, Tennis Mentor, what I would do is I'd come up with an awesome lead magnet. I'd maybe do some retargeting off of videos that are people already seen you on YouTube. You can actually retarget. It's called remarketing. So you can look, let's say Tennis Mentor, we'll just use his as an example, that you've gotten, 90 to 100,000 views in the last month on your channel, which I have a feeling might be realistic. I don't know. You can let me know. But let's say you've done that. You can actually retarget those people who've watched you for the last month, and you can run an ad in front of them offering them a free something, a free serve course, a free forehand course, a free footwork course, and they can start to see. Also, if you're totally brand new, if you're not the Tennis Mentor, I would probably start to try and get subscribers first. I would probably just make a straight piece of instruction content, and I'd put it in front of one of my videos or in front of one of Jeff Saldenstein's videos or Essential Tennis videos, or even you can even pick a video of Roger Federer hitting the ball between the legs. You can get that specific, and you can put your video right in front of those videos, or you can use keywords. You can put how to hit a kick serve, and you can put your kick serve video right in front of that keyword that when someone searches that. So I would do a combination of both. That's how you're going to grow the fastest. Okay. So if you're out there and you're like, man, one thing that's awesome right now is COVID has been great for me. I'm making, so much money a week. Well, take some of that lesson revenue, put it aside, and start to run paid ads, whether it's paid ads on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Again, you know what my favorite is. All right. So once you do that, now we've got our platform, our social media platform. The next thing we're doing is we're then picking how we're going to get seen. Are we going to go organic? Are we going to go paid? Or are we going to do both? Then you have to be focused, goal-oriented content. And I've already talked about this, to where you've got to really think about the whole system. How is it going to work so that when I make this video, I'm going to get a certain result? As we can see right now, and Tennis Mentor, I hope I've given you a lot of compliments, but I'm also going to maybe pick on you just a little bit. Is he says he's working really hard for free. So right now he's obviously not having focused, goal-oriented content. He's being very focused in the type of content he wants to deliver, and he delivers amazing lessons, and he's got great camera angles, and he's a beautiful tennis player, but he's not getting anything for that. So obviously there's a missing link there. Okay, so you want to have this focused, goal-oriented content. So we're like, okay, I want to make this video. I want these people to see it. I want to get an email address out of it. I want to give them a free course, and I want them to then pay for something. Okay, that's focused, goal-oriented content that you'd be creating, and that's what you need to do. Okay, so right here is an example of focused, goal-oriented content. In fact, this is one of the things I've been pushing lately. I'm just going to grab this link here. Can I grab it? Oh no, let me go back. I got to go back. Will it let me grab this? I want to get into the editing mode. Let's see. Can I click that link? What happens when I click? Oh, cool. It's going to work. It's going to work. but I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute here. So we're going to stop. This is super important what we're going to go through. I'm going to come back to you guys. All right. The tennis mentor. I'll look in the ads. Have not used any social media this date. Am inspired to develop a plan. So what do you guys think about this? Are you guys enjoying this so far? I noticed that we started out with 22 people. All of a sudden we have 16 people left. I think that that's a shame. I think that people should be staying to the very end if you are serious about your future in the tennis industry. Okay, this is the most important thing you could be doing with your time right now. Okay, so let me go back. So I do give kudos to 16 still on. All right, I'm going to share the screen again. Share the screen. Share screen. We're going to share entire screen. And I'm going to show you a lead magnet and to show you the type of value that maybe sometimes you want to offer just to get an email. This was the first serve course ever made. It's actually pretty good. It's got 34 videos in it. And I also made an ebook. So right now I'm giving this away, right? Get serving A to Z, limited copies. So that's some scarcity there. Does this ever happen to you? So I'm pointing out the problem. And so this is a landing page. I'm going to show you also, you don't have to work this hard on all your landing pages, but you see it's got social proof. It's got testimonials in it. It's got a before and after serve analysis of my man Ed here, who sent in his video after he went through serving A to Z. We got our modules. So it's showing this, it's showing the value of this, okay, which is real. Okay. I worked my butt off. I spent months making this course. All right. So just because I'm giving it away for free doesn't mean it's not valuable. But that's how valuable getting an email list is. So I'm showing the value of all the different modules that I made in this course. You can see there's a lot of value. A lot of people sign up for this, by the way. So this has helped grow my email list a lot. And it's for free, okay? They can get this 100% free when they click this and sign up. If you're not doing this move, you're never going to have an online business. Okay. I hate to tell you that. If you're not doing this, you are not going to have a successful online business. You need to learn how to do this, which I will definitely help you with. Okay. We'll make sure that we can do this together. All right. The next landing page, just so I can show you how simple it can be, is this right here. Let me know if you guys can see this. But you see that right there? Now, the other page was a lot of work. Look how simple this one is. This one also gets a lot of signups. It's just get 7 steps to serve, get eight-part free train series, which I basically tee it up in the video. I show a testimonial, boom, done, okay? And this is also very strategic here in that this guy's awesome. And Rick Tomlinson, been with me for years, came out to a Cincinnati clinic. He actually lives in Canada. And he said this is the best online course he's ever seen. He's a 4.0 player. There's lots of 3.5 and 4.0 players who love to watch online instruction. So this is another example of a landing page, all right? Then after they fill this out, let's just show you what happens. They fill this out, and then right away, they are sent immediately into an 8-part training series. Hopefully this will work and not embarrass me. But yeah, see right away, they're going right to the training series. Okay. And let's see where this training series is at. Do we have any comments on it? Yeah. So we got 61 comments, and this is done very well for my online business. Okay. I'm going to go to the next thing. So that's step 5 is you got to capture the leads. And then this is labor intensive. Okay. What we have to do next is we have to create a traffic conversion funnel. That sounds very complex, very scary. It's not as scary as it sounds once you know what you're doing. Definitely takes a learning curve. Definitely took me a while, a lot of bumps on the head, but it's worth it. Okay. And this is where you're basically getting your traffic. This is YouTube. This is Instagram. You're getting a lead. I just showed you that. You're giving lots of times a tripwire offer. So you want to give an offer that is lots of times low price, super high value. Like the serving A to Z for free is a tripwire offer, but I could have also maybe just charged $7 for that. That would have been a more realistic idea of a tripwire, to where it's like low dollar, super high value, to where the customer almost feels, if they're passionate about tennis and they love tennis, they almost feel like, man, I'd be stupid if I don't buy this, right? That's how good you want to make it. And you want to make it that good. You're not trying to fool them. You want them to buy it for $7, $14, $21, $27. And then once they get it, like, oh my gosh, like this was, whoever made this put a lot of work in. This was really amazing. It really helped me. I went out to the court. I could never hit a kick serve. Now all of a sudden I see my ball kicking. Like, that's how good you want to make it, okay? It's not like you're trying to fool them. It's not like you're saying this is so awesome, and then you just buy it for $7, then you give them like one video. You got to work hard. You got to work hard in this game, okay? So this live stream that we're doing right now is not all about, getting easy money. It's not easy money. You have to work. All right. Then after that's step 6. We're all the way up to step 6, and that's to evaluate your work. What happened? Is the strategic objective going to maybe come true off of what you're doing? Did you have a good video? Are you saying the right things on the video? Are you getting enough traffic? Are you creating your landing page, and are people signing up? How is the funnel working? And are you making sales, and are you happy with the amount of sales you're making, or can you tweak something? And then step 7 is either you're going to tweak it, you're going to look at everything after you analyze it, and you're going to tweak it and rework it and make it better, or you're going to go, this is really, really good. This was a great success. I can keep this thing running as is. Maybe you stay focused. You decide to just do like that one thing. Like one thing that you got to give Will Hamilton a lot of credit for from Fuzzy O Balls is he will stay with that playbook, just like playbook. Or you might get something running, going, okay, this is great. It's working. I'm going to keep it running. And then I'm going to rinse and repeat. And I want to make something else. And my audience wants me to make something else. They're asking me to do something else. And then you go and you try and do just as good a job on that as the other thing that you got that can stand up and stand alone. So those are the 7 steps, but we're just getting started. But I want to see if you have any questions on the 7 steps. Are you excited? Like, I need to hear you. Like, give me a 1, give me a yes. The only way to differentiate yourself is the same way everybody else is already doing it, Peter. Is to differentiate, is to copy the same way everybody else is doing it. All right, Ian Westerman is on. It's good to see you. Knowledge bombs. Thank you. Ian's giving me knowledge bombs compliments. What is the hardest part about getting started? Not sure I have the time, or is it my wheelhouse? Okay, so first of all, Lane, I'm gonna at the end, I'm gonna really show you how you can get started with you'll have to work hard, but you're gonna be able to leverage your time. Okay, you're gonna be able to leverage your time. Very valuable lessons as a tennis mentor. Pete, this is so much stuff out there. How do I identify a specific niche, something not being addressed? Well, I think you can still, just like you're teaching tennis out there, you can still address the same issues, but it's your unique personality. So you can do that. I'm going to go back to the presentation here. And here's why you must embrace this. So Lane, here's why I'm like, failure is not an option in my view on this. So anybody who's like looking at this going, man, it's a lot of stuff. Well, everything's a lot of stuff. Like, come on. I mean, one thing as coaches, we're always telling our kids who are bashing their head against the wall, trying to change their grip, or they're trying to hit a forehand. Like, this is where I got to get on you coaches. You're preaching to your kids and your adult students how they got to work, how they got to train, how they got to get used to failing, how they can't give up. But then you're looking at this going, man, I don't know how to do this. Forget it. Like, that's not how a coach, that shouldn't be the mindset of us as coaches. Okay. Especially when we know that the upside is so great, and the downside, if you don't do it, is going to get more and more scary. Okay. Just being flat out honest. And so here we go. I want to tell you my personal story, my personal come to Jesus moment. When I was 33 years old, my passion became my prison. Okay. I was 33 years old, and then all of a sudden, I just like got hit in the face with a bunch of reality. I was a director at a club in San Jose. I was making close to $100,000 a year, so I was making good money. But it was a time of Silicon Valley too. Like it was booming. Everybody was making like, $300,000-$400,000 by just sneezing a website out. And I started to go, wow, like I'm killing myself. I can't teach another hour, and my income, I'm capped out. So like trading dollars for hours, I was done. Like there was no more hours to give. And I was 33 going, man, if I'm like this when I'm 50, it's game, set, match. Like I can't do this. I cannot keep up this pace. It's impossible because my back, right? It's one of the reasons why, Ian, I'm not going to come play you because I cannot play matches much. I can play games, tiebreakers. I can play a match here and there, but grinding out on the court 8 to 10 hours, it's just not possible for me anymore. I've got 2 herniated discs. I just don't have it physically to be out there grinding all day. And even at 33, I mean, I could barely tie my shoes in the morning, and it scared the hell out of me. And I thought I got to do something different. So I actually got out of tennis altogether. I got into like the mortgage business. I got into insurance. I was just trying to, I was a supply chain manager at a company, at a steel making company. I had no idea what I was doing, and I sucked at, like, because I was scared. I'm like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. There's no way. So like my passion, I love tennis. Guys, I can't tell you how much I love tennis. If you follow me, you see how much I love tennis. It had nothing to do with loving tennis, not loving tennis, but I was in that court every day feeling like, man, how do I get out of this? Because I just can't go anymore. And so my passion became my prison. Let me know if you've ever felt like that. Have you ever felt trapped by the thing you love? That's how I started to feel with tennis. Okay, now the world has changed completely. So this was before all this stuff has happened. But just this week, I found this article on CNN where the the Fed chairman says that we're recovering now. Okay, we're recovering out of COVID, but now we know that COVID is spiking again. But it's to a different economy. All right, he's talking about a different economy. The pandemic has accelerated existing trends. So it's not like the pandemic created all of this. This has been trending. This is the whole reason. I don't know how close you followed the election, but I really like this guy, Andrew Yang, who was saying, you can talk about Trump, you can talk about Democrats, you can talk about this, you can talk about that. But the real problem is automation is coming to kick your ass. Okay, that's the real problem in the world. And if you don't wake up, it's going to eat you up. Okay, so it's like, you ever hear the term, if you can't beat them, join them? You got to join them. Okay, you have to join them, but you have to join them in a way that you know what you're doing. He says it's already accelerated increasing use of technology, telework, automation. He said this will have lasting effects on how people live and work. And he talked about the people who don't have the skills in technology are going to be the ones that are going to be affected the most. Okay, just common sense. And as we look at tennis instructors, look at this. I looked up tennis instructors, what they're making, and the average cost in Atlanta, Georgia, the tennis booming mecca of the South, which a lot of people want to give us credit for. Instructors are making $55 to $60 an hour. Now that sounds pretty good, but you know what I made right out of college? $55 to $60 an hour for a tennis lesson. It hasn't changed much at all. Some people charge $45 an hour. Some people charge $55. Some people charge $60. Some people charge $85. But it's still just for an hour, okay? And so that's kind of scary when you look at it. When you look at inflation the way it's gone, and that the tennis coaches are still charging the same amount of money that they were 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, and it's scary. The US PTA has been talking about that. We got to really pump up the under 30. Why is this so important? And today I think I'm going to give both the older coaches and the newer coaches and the kids a great opportunity, okay? Is that the average USPTA member is 50 and over, and the trend continues to head north. What are we going to do in 5 to 10 years when we age out? Okay, this is a real concern. So if you're in this, if you're like, well, I'm over 50, I'm 48 right now. I'm getting close to 50. Okay. So some of you are going, I'm 50, I'm 60. What am I going to do? Okay. Well, here's the cool thing. You're here today because I want to teach you and your students the future of coaching. And I want your students, many of your students hopefully are going to help you. Okay. And so now we're going to get into some really, really important things that should get you excited. Okay. Especially if you're scared, I want you to get excited. Here's one thing that's amazing. Did you know that people who watch video content prefer to watch individuals like yourself, like you and me? They prefer to watch that than over big companies. Okay, we now have an advantage over Coca-Cola, right? Over Chase Bank. No one wants to go watch a Chase Bank video. When's the last time you went on YouTube and go, I want to watch a Chase Bank representative tell me about no, right? They want to watch people like me and you, like Ian from Essential Tennis, like the Tennis Mentor. That's who they want to watch. Okay, look at Ian's channel with him showing regular people. I mean, I think some of these people are more excited to watch the people who Ian's having play against, like this new guy. I forget his name, Ian. Maybe if you're still watching, you can let me know. I forget that guy's name. He's big personality. But I think they're having more fun watching that than they are watching, Dominic Thiem play Sissipas at this point. All right. So there's a big trend. I think it's only going to get bigger. And that's exciting. You can look at me and go, well, Pete, you're already established. But you know what? How many coaches are there on the planet? You still find a way to make lesson revenue in your community. And there's probably like maybe, I don't know, 800 to 1,000 coaches in your state. There is room, and you have to catch on. Okay. You have to catch on. And the cool thing is people want to hear you. They want to hear your unique perspective. Some people might be getting tired of me and talking about my sick kick and my secret power source. All right, let me go back here. All right, here's another thing. Why children are dead set on becoming YouTubers. Look at this. And this is going to be exciting for your students. I want you to start to think about yourself right now and also your students and how you guys are actually going to help each other, okay? So 75% of children ages 6 to 17 want to become YouTubers. Let me say that again. 75% of children ages 6 to 17 want to become YouTubers. In a study, The Sun, 3/4 Gen X, they want to become YouTubers. All right. Now, you might be blaming them. Okay. You might be thinking, well, that's what's wrong with today's youth. Here's one thing I think. Today, it's a healthy thing to want to, because that's where technology, you got to be involved in technology in some way. You either have to be so smart that you can make the technology, or if you're not smart enough to make the technology, which I'm not smart enough to make the technology, you have to use the technology to your advantage. So I would actually encourage this for kids. I don't encourage that they try and just go viral, which I'll explain here in a second. But the top 10 YouTubers made $70 million in 2017. You can bet that's even bigger. Think about that. Let me say that again. The top 10 YouTubers made over $70 million. Okay? That's why kids want to be YouTubers. But let me make this clear, that this way of thinking is like winning the lottery. Okay? So to try and just become a YouTuber, okay? For the tennis mentor to just keep making videos and just hope something magical is going to happen, this is like winning the lottery. Okay? You don't need 10 million views on your videos to make a great living online. And I think that this is the first time in history where it makes more sense to work for yourself than for somebody else. When I was growing up, the thought of like trying your own business was like, oh my gosh, don't do that. That's so risky. I actually think, and this is even before COVID, but now COVID has really accelerated. We're seeing people, who are in an industry, all of a sudden that industry's wiped out working for somebody. I think it is a safer bet today to work for yourself than it is for somebody else. I think it's less risky. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. Okay. So today I have nothing to sell you, so you can relax. There's going to be no buy button at the end. Okay. I'm here to show you a path that we can take together. And all you need to do is say yes at the end of this. But I just want to know yes or no, because I can lead a horse to water, but I cannot make you drink. Okay. So if you look at all this and you're nodding your head and you're like, yeah, but I just can't do that. Right. Then that's fine. Okay, but at least I'm putting it out there, but I'm hoping that you will meet me halfway today. And that's to start the future of coaching in 2021, the future of Coaching Academy, and helping you launch your business. That's what I want to help you do. And we're going to do it in a totally unique way. Here's what we're going to accomplish together, okay? And your students are going to be involved. So Lane, for people who are over 50 watching this, I want you to have your students. I want you to invite your students to also learn these skills, because it is so important. It is not important just for you to learn the skills, but also for your students to learn your skills. And I bet you, if you bring this idea to a lot of your kids, or even some of your adults who have, looking for extra income or something to do, or have a passion, they're really good at something, okay? You all can do this together, okay? So you don't have to do it by yourself, and I will be there as well to help you. And so in month 1, we're going to nail down your strategic objective, and we're going to make the perfect social media video. No more wasting time with your videos on social media, okay? No more working hard for free. I'm not saying you're going to make one video and make a lot of money. That's not going to happen, okay? But at least you're going to start to work on good habits, all right? Just like your kids and your adults that you teach. You got to start somewhere, and you got to start the right way. We're going to create your first lead magnet in month 2. So this is all totally doable, and you can totally transform the way you're doing things in 12 months. Now, I know for some of you might want to go faster, but as we get into the work, you're going to go, thank God I have this amount of time to do it well and to do it right. And you can look back, just like I look back from having 0 students in Georgia to being Georgia Pro of the Year. You're going to be able to look back in 12 months and have the same feeling, okay? Don't be in a rush to build something successful. So that's what we're doing in month 2. Month 3, we're going to build a 5-day pre-launch formula funnel. Oh, I went too far. In month 4, we're going to build a 12-step sales page that sells on autopilot. So that's another cool thing. One of the best things that I really like is some days I wake up in the morning and I look and I go, whoa, I made a lot of sales last night. I made a lot of sales. Like, that's amazing. As I was sleeping, like, it happens. It will happen. But it doesn't happen overnight, okay? This is not get rich quick scheme. Month 5, we're going to have a 7-day sales funnel. I'm going to teach you how to build that. I'm going to teach you how to solidify your sales with fulfillment funnel. So, and I'll explain, if you decide to say yes, I'll explain what a funnel is and all this when we start working together. We're even going to set up a 15-minute phone call. So this is what we're going to do is, once you make a sale, you just can't forget about your people, okay? They bought something because they want to get better. So you have to deliver a mechanism that teaches them how to actually start using what they bought. And this is super important. Month 7, we're going to teach you the perfect email schedule. Okay, so how to create your email schedule so that you're building these long-lasting relationships. So people, every day they're waking up and they're looking forward to getting something from you, or at least 3 to 5 times a week. Now, I know for some of you, you're like, that's too much. Trust me, you don't do it that much, they'll forget about you. They will forget about you in this world. So you need to be at the top of their mind all the time. Month 8, we're going to teach you organic traffic strategy, so how to get seen for free. Month 9, we're going to go into paid traffic strategies. Month 10, we're going to go into the best YouTube video contest. So here's what we're going to do in month 10. And we might even do some contests before this, okay? But definitely month 10, what I'm going to tell you, and I'm sure in 10 months, I'll have way more than 44,000 subscribers. We might be about 55, 60,000 subscribers 10 months down the road, maybe even more, who knows? But the team that can make the best YouTube video, I will put you on my channel. I will put you on my channel. Okay, I got to turn this. I'm getting a call. This is kind of cool. I'm getting a call from Gigi Fernandez right now, who I had a crush on when I was a kid. I'm actually going to answer. Hello, Gigi. I'm good, but I'm doing an online presentation right now. In probably like 20 minutes. Okay. All right, cool. All right, bye. All right, that's another amazing thing. Okay, somebody that I watched playing tennis growing up, we're going to be on a call in like 30 minutes, okay? And we're going to be doing live coaching calls for our students. And our first guest is going to be Mark Woodford, Okay, this is crazy when you just talk about stuff like that, but that's amazing. Okay, let's see. Best paid ad strategy, then end of the year evaluation. And what we're also going to be doing is I'm also going to be having contests for people who start to get really good and take action. We're going to have contests on how you can also be part of TennisCon 5. Okay, and TennisCon 5, I think we had over 8,000 people sign up for a free ticket. So you're in front of 8,000 people and they're watching your video. And so whoever really takes the bull by the horns and makes a lot of good content, I'm going to start to feature you on my YouTube channel to give you a head start. No one else did that for me. Okay, so you got to work hard, but I'm going to help you. Okay, I'm going to be that extra, boost for you, putting you on my YouTube channel, putting you in TennisCon if you deserve it. Just not because you can be part of this, but there's no guarantee that I'm going to put you on my channel or anything like that. I want you to understand that. Okay, but you have a chance, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. So here's what we need to do to produce real results. Number one is you're going to work in teams. So let's say, you run a junior academy and you've got a lot of teenagers. You can bring this back to your students, and you could say, hey, look, I want to do this really awesome thing. I want us to really work on our academy, or I want to make an online thing. Do you want to help me, kids? I'm sure a lot of kids would be loving this, and it'd be this great live experience. And they can help fill in the gaps of the technical things, the technical challenges that you are afraid of. Maybe making a video, maybe uploading to YouTube, maybe editing it. So you can build your own team. I'm going to be working in teams of 8. We're going to have monthly contests. You can get featured on my YouTube channel, in my emails, and my social media platforms to give you a big boost. Okay, I wish somebody would have done this for me. Now, I worked hard, and eventually I was able to work with great people, and they send emails for me and I send emails for them, and we help each other, and it's amazing. But I can tell you that you have to work really hard and prove yourself usually, and you're going to have to do the same thing if you work inside of this. We can even possibly build a course together if you're really, really doing a great job, okay, and be featured in TennisCon 5. All right, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to grab this link right here. I want you to grab that link. Let me go back. Sorry. Let me go back. And I want you to grab that link, and I want you to sign up, and you're going to get a free, there's nothing to sell. All you're doing is saying, I'm interested in this. So look at that link right there, write it down, take a screenshot, take a picture, do whatever you have to do. I'll also put it in the chat section here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. TennisCon 4, that's TennisCon 4. That's not the link I want you to grab. Okay, that's TennisCon 4. Let me see if I can get that up. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and see if I can get that. Are there any questions? Let me come stop sharing the screen for a second. Great idea, Pete. So happy you're doing this, Pete. Such an important message. Very interesting show. Okay, we got 21 people on. Okay, this is awesome. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can find the TennisCon 4 just so you guys can see it. So I'm off. Let's see if I can get TennisCon 4 up for you guys. So ask questions as I'm doing this, and I'm going to share the screen here in a minute. And I want to show you what TennisCon 4 is so you can be excited to maybe be part of TennisCon 5. Of course, the link is going to take probably like an hour to load, being that I'm on this and really super excited to show it to you. Okay, cool. It's coming up. Let's give it a second before I share my screen again. Go, Pete. Thank you, Lane. I have to run. Great information. All right, Lane, make sure you watch the replay. Okay. So I have it up. I'm going to add it to the stream. And you see, this is TennisCon. And you guys, if you join me, you can be part of TennisCon, maybe be part of TennisCon 5. Not everybody. Like I said, it's going to be a special privilege. But see, there's Top Tennis Train. They're part of it. Tennis Express is part of TennisCon. Will Hamilton right there is part of TennisCon. All the big guns. Jeff Saldenstein, this guy Ryan, he's a new YouTuber. He's really good. Thomas from Field Tennis Instruction. This guy is great, Jordan Coons. Racket Flex, they're new, they're amazing. Brady from Daily Tennis Lesson. The list goes on and on. 40 instructors, okay? Great coaches, great people. So let me stop sharing my screen, and then I want to find the page to invite you guys to. Okay, so here's what I need to know from you guys right now. I'm going to add this to the stream, and I need to hear some yeses. I need to know. Number one is, does this motivate you? Are you excited? Like, let me know. Say, yes, Pete. Yes, I'm motivated. I want to succeed. Okay. If you don't, let me know that too. Are you in? Do you want to join me? Are you in? And to start, all we're going to do, because I want to get to know you, and we're not starting this until January anyway, is I want you to apply. Okay. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to share the link to apply. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, then I'll share the link to apply. So take a screenshot of this if you want to apply. Take a screenshot of that link if you want to apply. This is the important link I want you to take a screenshot of. And then I'm going to come back and stop sharing the screen. Yes, in. I have one person saying yes, they're in. One person saying yes, they're in. Which is a big part of online stuff too, is it takes time. And no matter how great an offer you make, a lot of people are most likely still going to say, I don't know. Diego says he's in. Yes, this Theo. David Lee is in. Go Pete. All right, look, here's the link right there. I'm putting in right now. Go to that link and apply. Okay, I'll put it in a couple times in case it leaves you. Okay. Go to that link and apply. And what we're going to do is we're going to get on the phone together. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about this idea before you go. Click that link, apply. Thank you so much for your time today. And yeah, I'm going to go. I'll wait a couple of seconds if you have any questions. What did you guys think? Are you going to apply? I'll put the link in one more time in the comment section. You click on that link, you go apply, we'll be getting on the phone. Al says yes. Okay, good. And please, please, please let other coaches know about this. Let your coaches know, let your kids know, let everybody know. This is super important in today's world, okay? Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. The future of coaching is bright. I had an awesome time. I'll be doing more of these free presentations, get more people excited and interested. Tell everybody, this is going to be a grind for me too. This is not going to come easy. You're going to see me struggle with this whole thing. I know it's a great thing, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time to grow. Nothing comes overnight, but this is totally worth it. I will invite my coach to our session. Cool, Diego. That's great. Tennis Mentor says, thank you, Pete. Very informative. I had an awesome time, and we'll be talking real soon. So make sure you apply, and I'll see you guys soon. Some of you, I'll be talking to you on the phone real soon. Or if you're overseas, we'll probably set up a Facebook Messenger or Skype session, something like that.